Welcome back to the Domestique Hotseat podcast. And man, tasty treat for you today. We have Victor freaking Campenaerts coming at you. I don't know how I got here. But yeah, this is honestly such a buzz for me. So I hope you enjoy the interview and stick around until the end for a special giveaway that we're going to be running with Visma Lease a bike just for you guys. Details at the end. And without further ado, here he is. Victor, how are you?
Very good, very good. I'm in the Netherlands now for our team days. Today we have like a content day. But I spent already most of November in Spain, where the weather is great. And actually, we're nice time restarting training and nice time with the family. Good times.
So do you take the family with you to Spain?
Yeah, we rented a house there and we will actually stay there until the races starts. I can say at this moment in my career, I see this almost as the nicest moment of the year, where you are training, but you also have time to spend with the family, and there's no pressure. And like almost every day, I'm like, this is my job. That's fantastic.
Yeah, and you've got a little. Is it a little dude, little guy, little son?
Yeah.
Yeah, how are you jamming in? Yeah, I'm a father myself. I think our kids are probably similar-ish age. Mine are almost 3 this year. How are you jamming in quality time with the little dude?
Yeah, that's a nice thing with this time of the year. That it's quite easy, like, to be part of the family. Of course, I ride a bike, but let's say the long rides are 5 hours this moment of the year, so it's also not significantly long, so you're a lot of time at home. And recently, like, I would say my advice, if it's possible in your social life or with your work or whatever, so since November we changed, like, my girlfriend and I, we just go to bed together with our son. 7 o'clock, we do watch like an episode of some kind of a series or something on Netflix, but we're always sleeping like 8 o'clock, 8:30. We're awake early in the morning. We get some stuff done, and then we are like we get some stuff done before our son wakes up, and then it's so relaxed in the morning. Otherwise, when you stay up later at night, and then you wake up together with your kids, then it's like a rush from the morning and you can't enjoy the moments. Like, my advice my takeaway of this winter is just go to bed at the same time and wake up early. Otherwise, at night, you never do some useful stuff. You're just, I don't know, hanging around in the sofa and not doing useful stuff. In the morning, it's, at least in our lives, it's so easy to be productive. And you get, in just 1.5 hour time, you get so much done that you're all the day relaxed, and it's so much more relaxed to enjoy family time.
See, it's funny. I'm in this constant push and pull. My wife is like a late night kind of person, and I'm an early morning kind of person. So we're always sort of trying to combat. Like, I'll say I'm going to bed at 9 o'clock, and she's still got to do her hair, and it's just. I feel like you've really got to have a partner that sort of aligns with your lifestyle to be able to pull that off. I've had to start going to bed later, and I just do my workouts and stuff at night. But yeah, I see what you mean. I spend so much time at night.
I have to say, I had some work of convincing to do, and I still every second night I have to do. I have to convince a little bit, but yeah, the mornings are so rewarding that it gets more and more easy to convince my girlfriend to also sleep early at night. But no, we really have a good time in Spain. And also, like, we found a kindergarten there that our son can go to kindergarten, so he sees more persons than only his parents.
Yeah.
And yeah, really nice time of the year to enjoy this. Because before you know it, racing is going on. Racing is awesome, but then of course it's you see less of your own family.
Yeah, totally. No, I'm a school teacher, so we get our summer break is over the Christmas holidays. And it is probably a similar sort of time where you get that opportunity to relax and spend time with the family. But in the same way, we get 5 weeks off, and that 5 weeks just goes like that. And then
Yeah,
all of a sudden you're back to the grind. So you do need to soak it up. Look, if you are anywhere near as good at the domestique duties at home as you are in the peloton, I'm sure your girlfriend is very happy for you to be waking up early and knocking out a few of those jobs. You have consistently been called the domestique of the peloton this year. You've sort of transitioned into this super domestique. How are you feeling about fitting into that role?
yeah, super happy. Like I'll try to tell it a bit short, but like the story is a bit. I was in this team 16 and 17. Like I started my career in 14, 15 Top Sport Vlaanderen, like startup professional team for youth Flanders cyclists. And then this was my first like World Tour team, Lotto Jumbo it was called at that point. And I was going quite well, and I was ambitious, and I wanted to be the best time trialist of the world and things like that. And in the team here, they said, "Yeah, you're doing well and you ride good time trials, but actually, we want you to be a super domestique for Primoz Roglic or Steven Kruiswijk." And I was like, "That's not gonna happen. I'm gonna ride my personal results." And they said, "Yeah, you do have qualities, but this is not how we see you. If you know." Maybe it's better to separate ways, and that's what I did, and I'm really happy that I did that. And but we always stayed in very good contact, especially Mathieu Heijboer and me. I've done what uh, I tried my best, and I won a stage in the Tour, in the Giro, European titles, national titles, podium, world championship, our records, things that I'm very proud of. But like I was a bit saturated, or I think I squeezed everything out of the lemon that I had inside me in terms of personal results. And I was like, I want to become a domestic in a big team. And I chatted a bit with Mathieu Heijboer about it, and he was like, if you want to become a domestic, I know you fit in the team, and I know you're really dedicated and professional cyclist. You don't have problems with altitude, nutrition, those things. Um, of course, you can come. We had a chat. I was on Sierra Nevada preparing the Tour de France where I won that stage with Lotto, and Visma was also there, just actually in the apartments next to me. We had a chat. I don't know, 45 minutes, 1 hour in the apartment, and it was a done deal. 3-year contract negotiated there. Um, Very natural, and then with all the confidence they gave me, I think that really made the transition to this domestique role very well. And then, of course, I surprised myself by my climbing abilities that I had in the Tour de France. I was more like, I want to be a Tour de France domestique, but yeah, the flat and the somewhat middle stages. But then, like, I also seem to be useful in the the hardest mountain, the 5,000 altitude mountain stages, and
Yeah.
that was like beyond my dreams. Not something I imagined that was possible. So yes, I'm extremely happy with the role I'm fulfilling now in the team and how everything is going.
Yeah, you really seem to excel this year anyway at really going hard at the base of those climbs and just absolutely shelling the peloton. It was a very common sight to see that aero helmet going full gas at the front and just watching the peloton just shred behind you. What does it feel like to be able to, or to have the confidence to be able to put out that much power? Like anytime I get on the front of my local crit race, no one's shelling off the back. Like what's going through your head when you're on the front of the peloton, you're putting out, I mean, I'd assume the best watts that you can do, and people are just dropping.
Yeah, it's like you have different disciplines in cycling. Within cycling, you have different disciplines, and as a domestic, I would say what is a very crucial role. What we like, Edoardo Affini is the best rider for that. When it's flat roads, hectic, you need to be in position, and you need like a truck that always is with his nose in the wind in the front and doesn't give away the position on the first line. Very tough job. And Edoardo Affini is the most reliable guy in that. If it's about uphill, it's what is so special in that. Like I once heard like somewhere in a small documentary with Bradley Wiggins, he described uphill riding like you put your head in a bucket of water, and it doesn't take so long before all you want to do is just get your head out of the bucket of water and just breathe. That's what your body is telling you, but your mind is saying, no, I just gonna keep my head in this bucket until the climb's over. That's a bit how climbing feels. But imagine you're next to somebody and he also puts his head in this bucket of water, but you just know, or you are convinced he will hold his breath longer than I. Yeah, then you don't even try.
Yeah.
But once you get this confidence and you know, like, there's no way that I'm gonna put my head out of the water before he does. Once you get that confidence, you can dig so deep. Like it's a mental game to how you approach the pain of riding uphill. And once you are confident that you know I can handle the pain, and I can handle the pain, I don't know, better than this Domestique in another team, then you just know, okay, I gonna ride until half of the peloton is dropped, and then you're just there riding, and I wouldn't say accepting the pain, but more like you're just laughing and waiting for the pain to come to you.
Mm. With going through pain, you guys certainly put the peloton through some pain, and there were a few accusations being thrown around. The Total Energies manager, Bernardo, I think is the pronunciation, directly accused your team of unsportsmanlike behaviour. And I think that had to do with the fact that you were just on the front going as hard as you possibly could. There's also accusations of arrogance during the Tour de France. Does the team reflect on that, or do you guys take the belief that if you're ruffling a few feathers, that's good?
Well, I have to say, in no way those accusations really come to us, or not. Like we don't have the feeling other riders are not at all respecting us. I would say cycling is a big boys game. We don't, we're not asking politely to take the front. You just take the front, and it is what it is. You put your balls on the table, and in the end, it's the big boys riding on the front, and you don't hit the front by coincidence, or it's not because that's also like in the beginning of my career as a Belgian rider, I did still several races with Tom Bonen. You know, you wouldn't push Tom Bonen to the side. This is a thing that changed in cycling. Of course, there's a certain respect, but it's not that that he has more right to be somewhere than, let's say, Bruno Armirail. It's just everybody fights for his position. Everybody, yeah, you need to be in the front in the important points. That's what racing is more and more about, because the level is so high. Your position in the peloton, especially narrow corners, technical descents, the position is so important. So being organized as a team is very important, and you can see that. We are quite good at this in organizing in those crucial points. We're really proud of that. But I have to say, I would more often hear compliments from other teams than accusations.
Yeah. Would that extend to UAE? So UAE this year, there was a few incidents that, at least as a viewer, suggested that some of that was boiling over. Is this the heat of the tour? Was the plan going into the Tour de France this year to get under UAE's skin? Or is this, again, just the media blowing something out of proportion?
No, I think for sure UAE was our biggest opponent. That's not a secret. Also, they won the Tour de France, and we can honestly say that Tadej was stronger this Tour de France than Jonas. But we tried whatever we know. We had to come up with surprises or unexpected initiatives to try and win the race, because if you have a competitor like Tadej, preferably you don't want to bring the whole peloton grouped and easy to the bottom of the last climb. And is there rivalry or competition between UAE and Visma Lease Bike? Yes, for sure, but I can also say we actually have a very good relationship. One of my better friends in and outside of cycling is Tim Wellens, and he's maybe like he's a little bit more like a winner himself than I'm. But in the Tour we do a similar job, and of course we ride elbow on elbow, and we don't give presents to each other in the race. But the same night we're calling each other and talking about whatever on the phone. So it's not that we're under each other's skin, but we are professional and we want to win races.
Yeah, well, stage 15 then. So stage 15 of the Tour de France, Tim Wellens goes and wins by, I think it's about 2 minutes in the end, but you were with him in that group. Were you in a position there where Visma had said you ended up sprinting away from the group, and I think you won by, I think, about 15 seconds or something on the rest of the... Actually, might have been a bit more than that, but it was a really good attack by you. Suggested that you really did have the legs on that stage. Was there ever a point where you were tempted to go with Wellens, or was the team very much saying, up until a point, you have a role to do, which is to look after Jonas, and then at the end you got given, I guess, that free rein?
This was a specific stage in the way that clearly UAE had the same ambition in that stage. Was not really a GC dangerous stage. So we had a few guys looking after Jonas 100% to make sure there are no changes in the GC, and a few guys that had the opportunity to get on the road and win a stage. Because the Tour de France, winning the yellow jersey in the Tour de France is the biggest thing you can achieve as an individual or as a team in cycling. But also winning a stage in the Tour de France is so important for a team, for sponsors, for whatever. So that stage, we wanted to win the stage, and every single team had the same ambition, be in the breakaway and win out of the breakaway. And also we had the ambition, and UAE had the same ambition. And I ended up in a big breakaway. Wout and me were there. It split it up. I'm in front. Tim Wellens is there, and Tim is a very smart rider. We talk a lot, of course. We were even like not bullying, but like teasing each other in the breakaway a little bit. And he did a really smart move by attacking when I was a bit blocked at the other side of the road. Yeah, he played it very well, and I gambled in the way that I hoped that other riders would close the gap for me, because if I would close the gap on team with other riders in my wheel, that's a game of cycling. Then somebody else wins. We were there to win the stage, not to be fifth or sixth or whatever. I can only say chapeau to Tim. That's the first thing I did after the race. Of course, after the race, I was a bit disappointed. You go to the bus, take a shower, you chat with your teammates. But once in the hotel, I called Tim straight away and I said, "Congrats! Finally, you're also a stage winner in the Tour."
With I guess the way that Wellens won, attacking quite early, going by himself, obviously a huge engine. That style of riding, something that you said earlier in the interview, is that you sort of have found that, at least at this point in your career, you are able to climb. Do you think that if, that conversation that you'd had with, Jumbo, Lotto earlier in your career, if you were riding like you are now when you were younger, or I guess if your younger self was in the modern peloton, do you think you would suit a solo role more? Is it has riding changed to a point where it actually does suit you? The only issue is that you're now 34 years old. Because I see the way that you're riding, especially on stage 15 of the Tour de France, you have a lot of the qualities that, a really long engine, time trialing capability. I guess, do you sometimes wish that you were younger in the peloton now?
Well, I wouldn't. I don't really have regrets. And even I went to the Tour de France with only one goal, and that was helping Jonas to win the Tour de France. And after all, I wasn't even that close from winning a stage myself, without doing any specific preparation for that. But for me, I would say the most important thing is I've won a stage. Of course, if I can win 5 stages in the Tour, I would be happy. But the difference between 1 and 5 is not that big. The difference between 0 and 1, that's a big difference.
Yeah.
Winning in the Tour is forever. Often, of course, in Belgium, I joke and I'll ask you the same questions. How many stages did Philippe Gilbert won in the Tour de France?
I couldn't tell you.
Make a guess.
I'll go 7.
One single stage he won.
Really?
Yeah. So even for big champions, winning the stage is so in the Tour is so difficult.
Yeah.
I won one. I'm extremely proud of that. But I found myself now in this role as a domestique, and if I would be riding for Total Direct, going to the stage, trying to hunt to the Tour, trying to hunt for stages, would I be able to win still stages with the shape I have now? Probably yes. Will I win a stage every year? Probably no. But that's not I specifically talked to Mathieu Herbour. I said, I want to be a domestique. I feel I have it inside of me that I would be a very good domestique in a Grand Tour team. And he just said, I know if you are convinced about yourself, that you have the dedication to do whatever it takes to grow in that role, and to it would just be like I would betray first the team, but also myself if now I say, yeah, no, I want to do my own thing again. I still have the same ambition as when I entered the team, and that's winning the Tour de France, which is of course extremely difficult because Tadej is, he wants to win five times the Tour de France, but he also know who his toughest component is, and the toughest component he has is my leader, Jonas.
Yeah.
Jonas is. We were at the dining table yesterday, and he emphasized really with a big underline and like how you say, not a question mark, but uh,
The exclamation mark.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah, indeed.
Yep.
How happy he is about my work, and he said, "I don't know my program for next year, but he said,
Yeah.
I know what your program will be because you're gonna be a lot of time with me." And that's what for me. I enjoy that so much. That's a super big compliment. Maybe, of course, it's different if you win stages yourself. If you break the hour record, you're the star in the story, and everybody is like you're the champion. But experience-wise, for myself, doing this job for a rider like Jonas, yeah, it gives me it makes me so proud about myself. I don't want to change it at this moment in my career. I'm happy with where I am. I don't want to change that.
Well,
I just want to
with
be
the
better.
yeah, with the tactics in the Tour de France, again, the tactics seem to be to really try to isolate UAE, if not to isolate Pogacar. And it became quite clear during the tour that UAE had just brought such a strong team with riders like Wellens that were just able to hold on regardless of what you guys threw at them. But it did look like some of your riders did, I guess, succumb to the pressure to an extent. There were a few stages where your good mate Jorgensen looked like he was struggling as a result of some of the intensity at the front. Did the Tour de France tactics backfire to an extent, and would you play it differently in 2026? I guess, how do you beat Tadej Pogacar as well?
But I would say the best example is how we approach the Vuelta compared to the Tour de France. Like we went to the Vuelta with, like without being big-headed, but knowing we had the biggest favorites in our team, Jonas. And then you ride, of course, more defensively. If you go to the Tour de France and you know you don't have the biggest favorite in the team, you have to ride more aggressively, take opportunities or create opportunities, and they don't come by following the bunch.
Yep.
If you just and that also, honestly, I do prefer riding with a tactic and trying to decide the race or doing something which is not expected. That's way nicer than if you just follow and hang on. Then the job of the domestique is just go and get bottles. That's the only job you have. So I enjoy it a lot, like we did it now in the Tour de France, and it would have been even more rewarding if we won the Tour de France. But that's why there's a Tour de France in 2026.
Yeah, good stuff. I guess the one thing that I wanted to part on was the Lotto Intermarché merger, and just your thoughts on that as someone that's got such a close relationship with Lotto as a team. How do you feel on the merger? You must have some friends that are involved in that.
Yeah, I would say for sure it's never nice when a team is closing down. It's just not good for cycling in general because it's riders losing their job, it's staff members losing their job, it's management losing their jobs. And I have let's say like Jared Riesners, he found a place in Bora. We did a tour in 2024. If you do the tour together with somebody in your team, you have a lifetime bonding with that person. And he contacted me like October something, and he said, "Campi, I have no team. I have no team. I'm a dedicated domestic." And I talked to Grisha, and I said, but I knew already there's not. We don't. Those spots are filled already in our team, and I couldn't help him. And I'm so happy
It's
he
a shit
found
time.
he found the spot.
Yeah.
But it's people, of course, that I know quite close that are just left, fall back out of cycling, and that's not nice, of course. And that's it. But I hope it brings good stuff. The fusion for them, we'll see.
Yeah. But look, Victor, I genuinely appreciate your time. This has been really special for me. So enjoy the rest of your day. Excuse me. And your time with your family in Spain. That sounds outstanding. So yeah, cheers. I genuinely appreciate you.
Okay, thank you. Enjoy your day. Bye bye.
All right. So hey, awesome, dude. Unfortunately, like limited in time, as you would have seen. Sort of just got the hurry up right at the end. And so I didn't get a chance to ask the audience questions. But if you would like to win a signed Visma Lease bike jersey, all you have to do is chuck in the comments which is your favorite Matteo Jorgensen and Victor Campenaerts skit. Just chuck it in the comments. Subscribe to the Domestique platform. Bram will have the jersey up here somewhere to show you, our editor. And this jersey, hey, could be yours. It can't be mine, unfortunately. They tell me that's conflict of interest, whatever that is. But yeah, hey, get in the comments, and I hope you guys realize how crazy this is for me. Like, I feel like I'm getting a little bit of whiplash, but anyway, dream come true to interview Victor, dream come true to interview Matteo, and then after that, a world champion. So Hot Seat podcast is heating up, and I reckon you want to be a part of it. So cheers.